Hey everyone, my name is Lora Spielman and I work with Yosemite Conservancy at Happy Isles Art and Nature Center. With everyone at home, we wanted to share a fun and easy project that you can do at home with your kids, or if you just need something to get your hands busy with, this is great for you too. So today we're going to be doing DIY scratch art. A few of the simple materials that you'll need are construction paper or cardstock, oil pastels, and crayons work well too. We'll use acrylic paint, and for this project I'm going to use black, but you are welcome to use other colors if you have those handy. The next thing you'll need is a paint palette. If you don't have a paint palette, a good alternative is just a paper plate or a plate that you have in your kitchen cabinet. And then you'll need a nice brush and a wooden skewer. And if you don't have a wooden skewer, you can also use a pencil, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then a few optional materials, if you have them handy, are a Sharpie and some masking tape. So your first step is optional, but I like to take the masking tape and line the edges of the paper so that when you're finished at the end of the project, you can peel it off and have a nice border at the end. Whether or not you do that step, your next step is going to be to fill in your entire page with color. So you're going to use your oil pastels, and you can either do random shapes or you can do a repeating pattern. It's totally up to you, but just make sure to fill in every inch of that paper. So let's go ahead and color in our pages. So once your page is all colored in, your next step is to paint a thin layer of acrylic paint over the page. I made an example of what it should look like once you've painted over, and you'll notice that you can actually see some of the color from behind the paint. That's actually perfect because that means it's a nice thin layer, and if you have too much paint, then it's going to make it harder to make those fine lines later. So let's go ahead and paint over our pages with some acrylic paint using whatever color you have. So once your paint is dry, you can go ahead and move on to drawing. I like to use a wooden skewer, but you can also use a pencil. Just keep in mind that it might leave behind some graphite, but it won't totally cover the color, so you'll still see it poking out. This is an example that I made, and I wanted to kind of show that some of the lines are thinner and some of the lines are thicker. So depending on what you want to emphasize, you might make the lines around that subject thicker, and then some of the smaller details you'll just use thin lines. So let's go ahead and grab our drawing tools and get started. And now you're all done. If you used tape earlier in the project, you can peel it off slowly, and then you have the option to either leave the border blank or you can decorate your border using a Sharpie or a marker. And a fun little tip, if you prepare a few of these ahead of time, you can throw them in your backpack the next time you go for a walk and do some art on the go. Thank you all so much for joining us for this project today, and stay tuned because we'll have some more projects coming your way.